Ladies and gentlemen, it's finally happened. We're back in the house. Everything's fine. And, you may notice, a little bit clearer, a little bit cool on the new phone. Say bye-bye to iPhone 7, everyone. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye, iPhone 7. It's been nice knowing you. But we've moved up in the world a little bit, and hopefully this leads to, I don't know, happier me. Probably not, honestly. But it's just the battery was so shit on this. I've been using this all day. I've been up for, 3.5 hours now. I've been up, and I've been using this all day, and I'm still at 60%. So, like, take a comparison. Like, you're thinking to yourself, like, wow, 60%, and you lost 40% of your battery in 3 hours. That sounds like not a whole lot. Well, I've been using the phone nonstop, testing every little feature, and making sure that all my two-factor authentication is ready to rock. So, there's that, too. Also, look. This is like way brighter now, huh? Look, low light performance, huh? This is the same hallway that was really bright, really dark before, huh? Very nice. Also, cool temps, yo. Yeah. Roll the intro. Okay, the time has now come to go to Costco. Isn't that right, doggo? Doggo. Costco. 4K doggo. 4K doggo. What, you making fun of me? Costco experience always makes me a bit anxious. I don't like it. There's too many people in here. And it's like, I hate the zigzag and constantly waiting for people and the unpredictable nature of other people with their carts and my wife who just, darts away in a different direction without telling me, and she's just zoom, she's gone. And like, I'm a bigger guy and I have a cart and I can't follow you sometimes because of how many people are in this store. Also, a friend of ours is here, and Aiden would totally sit in her cart but wouldn't sit in mine. Huh? You know what? I want some munchies. This looks pretty good. It's like $10. Whew, okay, just drove home, and I am just taking a second because my kid will not shut up. He is singing everything, like every song he can think of, every movie he can quote, everything, he's singing it all. And it just nonstop. And now that they've gotten out of the car, my wife has walked inside, I can just bask in the glory that is nothing. It's so good, at least for a little bit. It's just so good. So anyway, I'm pretty sure this is overkill as far as quality goes for the vlog, and I'm also fairly convinced that this is going to fill up my phone very fast if I keep doing this. I've been using this thing all day, heavy usage all day, including these recordings at 4K 60, and my phone still has 20% battery, so I am just really pumped about that battery life. This is very good, very good. Almost 4,000 milliamp hour battery in this sucker. It's pretty good. Unfortunately, I am the one that is responsible for unloading the Jeep when we are done. I don't know, something about having muscles, I guess. So, yeah, see that right there? Yeah, all the salt. We got some bananas, got some pineapple. All right, got some eggs over here. All right, some chicken broth stuff, I guess, chicken stock stuff. And with some naan bread as well. You ever had some naan bread? It's good stuff. How come one of them is faster than the other one? Huh?
They're both fast.
They're both fast.
Yeah.
Well, that one looks like it's faster than this one over here.
Yeah, this one's behind that one.
All right, here's my salt. Right there. And then, you know, in there is all the salt in the bin. And the goal is, you know, you take the salt and you put it in the bin, and then that softens the water. You know, you don't need to know this stuff. I'm just gonna, yeah. Oh, also, one thing before I go. Laundry. Yeah, laundry room. Ignore this. But inside here is all of my merch stuff. So I washed it. And that's the hope that I get there's like a vinegar smell to it. It's part of the process they have to like preserve the ink or whatever from their printers. So there's like this vinegar smell. It's supposed to go away after the first wash. So I'm just going to wash it now and hope that I can wear it for the stream tomorrow. That'd be cool. Now that I got the laundry sorted and the salt and all that stuff, I decided to come down and do actually some work, just a little bit. So here is the final bit for not for broadcast. I'm separating the full broadcast and the episode where I'm actually controlling the board in the newsroom and the results of the newsroom as well as the rushes. I'm separating them because it's like an hour of content on both sides of that. So we've got basically Jeremy and doing all that stuff there, and the full broadcast that happens playing right now while I'm also going ahead and recording it. This actually is the easiest videos I could do. I just basically let it run until it's done. So yeah, but I mean, I already recorded everything. I think once I have Subnautica done, which like I kind of need to hurry up on that. So I'm probably going to really try to push to complete it in the next like 2 weeks. I might try and stream it 3 days this week. We'll see if Wednesday's something I could stream. I might be able to stream 6 days this week. If I can finish Subnautica and Gunsmith, which is what I need Wednesday for, then I'm going to start that KSP project, and we'll see if we can get that KSP project done before KSP 2 comes out, and that way everyone who maybe came to my channel from KSP gets to have KSP for an extended period of time with an actual persistent project. And anyone who maybe is new to the game gets to learn it a little bit more. I'm going to try and use it as a training tool if I can. And also, you know, there's an opportunity here to bring in new people for KSP and before the new game comes out. And I want to try and do that. I'm just constantly thinking about like ways that I can somehow differentiate my channel from every other channel. And it is, you ever heard that? Maybe you haven't heard this expression. A lot of this is going to like typical Hollywood production, like media producers and filmmakers. We kind of say it's virtually impossible to be original these days. Just because there's pretty much everything's been done in some capacity. But if you can use influence from the past to somehow, you know, bring yourself into a different arrangement or a different light, you know, make yourself different in some way, then you could be successful. And that's what I'm trying to do. I got to figure out a way to get myself, you know, different. Anyway, so I'm going to let this run. This game was actually really cool. I wish it had gone on longer. That's all I'm going to say. All right, managed to get some work done. Very cool. And now it's all about getting upstairs and finishing off the night with the family things. But I got a bunch of laundry here and stuff too. And I got all my merch and stuff. You know what? I'm going to need 2 hands to open this door. And I got all the merch stuff clean, which is nice too. Hello. Laundry's delivering or somewhat something, you know. And Tito left his cars on. Our battery budget, in order to keep him playing with what he wants to play with, is like triple what it used to be, man. 69 degrees. That's a great temperature to have it in. It's great temperature. 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 Okay. So, I had to make a late night trip to Home Depot because one of the light bulbs, LED even, one of the light bulbs in the kitchen are just, it's flickering and it's going bad and whatever. So I'm going to get a replacement for it. And then there's also a couple other knickknacks I need to go get here too. You guys have probably noticed by now, this vlog is way longer than the usual ones. That's because this is like the recap one. So I'm kind of trying to go through everything you missed in one video. Because see, the goal was originally to have one vlog every day, right? And well, obviously I skipped a couple days because of the vacation. So I'm gonna try to recap those days. Unfortunately, I didn't get a whole lot of footage to go over the recaps, which like part of me is like regrets that, but part of me doesn't regret that, because like if I was spending all my time getting footage and stuff for things, I mean, I got a couple of things, like I was driving out there and stuff, but that's not really compelling visuals. Mostly we went to events and went to things that you couldn't bring a camera into, and that's just kind of what happened. So I also don't like vlogging with people looking at me, so this is gonna be really patchy, because every time somebody looks over at me, I'm gonna stop recording. Just ran into an issue where I can't find the exact bulb. I guess our bulbs are too old or whatever. They don't make that brand, so I got some, but they're not the right brand. It's also a little bit brighter, so I don't know. I got as close to the lumens as possible for you, and yeah. It's weird talking to myself when there's people around. That's weird. How do people who do vlogs regularly, how do they do this all the time? Like, I also walked too far. Like, I gotta go back this way. Aisle 10, the guy said, is probably where I would find the part I'm looking for. I don't know how people do this. Okay, well, that takes care of that. Got my stuff that I need right before closing time. Let's head back to home here. Now, like I said before, you guys probably noticed that it's all one video, right? So what do we do? Well, we left Friday at about probably 3:30 or so. Had to be at an event. It's called Pop Scholars. They are a sketch comedy group-ish / improv group in Grand Rapids, and they do several different shows every year, and really great stuff. Really funny group of guys, and like they used everything from the audience, right? The audience feeds them all the different ideas. I threw one out there too, and like they just run with it, and they're really good at it. Took me back to high school and a little bit after high school when I used to do some acting and some stage acting and stuff. And yeah, it's a really good show. I liked it. Close the door and get on inside. So I was just talking about how we went to Pop Scholars. Did you like it?
I like it.
What did you like about it?
You're funny and relatable.
Impromptu interview. Funny and relatable.
I don't look good, so stop this interview.
Funny and relatable. As you can also tell, this vlog is taking place over several days as well, because I'm not able to record everything and talk about everything all in one day. Hi, buddy. So, anyway, we're on our way to daycare right now to, you know, obviously take him to daycare. And after Pop Scholars, we kind of just went back to our hotel. And originally I had purchased, you know, a room to check out a room for, you know, Marriott. But my wife actually has a bunch of points, because when she goes off on business trips and stuff, and when work sends her around to places, she gets her hotel rooms are kind of paid for, but her points and stuff that she's accumulating, that's hers. She's allowed to have her own points. So she accumulates a bunch of points, and she kind of talked me into telling her where we were going under the guise of having a free hotel night. So we actually had a free hotel because points did it. He also cannot stop singing. Still, he can't stop. I don't get what's going on with it, but he can't stop. Yeah, so his daycare is actually closed today. Wow, wife and I both forgot. They've had signs about today being kind of, I guess, the equivalent of a teacher in-service day. They're using today for like a teaching day, and yeah, they're all closed today. So there is no daycare today, and we should have known that. We should have planned ahead for that. But you know, life goes on. Life is a thing, and it gets in the way, and it sometimes needs to remind us in a really aggressive way as opposed to just an ease you into it way. And that's what it is today. So yeah, I don't know about the stream. I might try to do an IRL. That might be interesting. Like an IRL thing might be kind of cool. I gotta back this Jeep in. Can I do that without, like, can I do that with one hand? Huh? What do you think, Aiden? Can we back it in? Hmm? Can we get it while the phone is on? Is Daddy a good driver? Yeah. We'll see. Getting in there. Almost. Yeah, and and we're in. See? Huh? That work? High five? Oh, that's a miss. Try again. There you go. Always look at the elbows. Huh? Look at the elbows, you can't miss. Fun fact. Okay, so I'm home alone with kiddo today because, you know, that's the gig. I'm supposed to bring the light bulb back since the light bulb wasn't the right size. I need to find, oh, is it not here? I must have moved it. Maybe put it in a different bag. Oh, yeah, we put it back I put it up there. That bulb is basically dead, so I need to replace that. And they don't sell it anymore at Home Depot, so it's a little bit disappointing. I was gonna run to Lowe's and see if they had a suitable replacement for it. And now kiddo is over here. We're watching Toy Story over here. And, you know, he's getting a little bit of TV time in just because I need to get some stuff done. And, well, I try to limit it as much as possible, but the television is a good babysitter. Hi.
Hi.
What are you doing?
Watching
Watching what?
Toy Story.
Do you like Toy Story?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite?
Woody.
Woody's your favorite?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I thought it'd be Buzz. You like Woody, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I just laid kiddo down for a quick nap. I'm hoping that prevents him from being a little grumpy later on, because he gets, you know, kids, they get grumpy if they don't take naps. So let's see, what else did we do? Well, we went back to the hotel, and I got DoorDash instead of room service, because we got back the hotel around, I don't know, it was like 10:30 at night or something like that. So I couldn't do that. So went and got the DoorDash thing, got some cool Cheesecake Factory is what we call it. I don't know if you guys have that where you live, but we have a place called the Cheesecake Factory around us. And it, in addition to having great cheesecake is what they're kind of known for, they also serve regular dinner stuff and stuff too. So we got some meals there and just spent the night in, and, you know, it was nice. Just didn't have to really go out for dinner. We were both pretty tired from traveling and stuff too. And then the next day, went back into the city, had a little bit of a scare almost, because we drove the Tesla to where we were going, and it got very cold on Friday night, Saturday morning. It got very cold, down into single digits Fahrenheit. And when we got into the car early in the morning, the car had this little blue snowflake icon next to the battery icon, and it was dropping charge very fast. Basically, we had about 58 miles of range, and the supercharger is like very close to the hotel. So we were just going to drive. It's like a mile from the hotel. We're just going to drive there, supercharge it up for half an hour, and then go about our day. But because of how cold the battery was, just driving the 1 mile, we lost 4 miles of range, which was kind of a big deal. And then on top of that, the supercharger won't charge the battery when it's that cold. So it has to slowly and in a controlled way warm up the battery before it can charge. And so we were thinking two things. One, we might be late to our event, even though we left 2 hours early. And two, we might not be able to get home right when we thought because of the battery being frozen, because it's just not made to supercharge, right? Superchargers are intended, you can use them whenever. There's no restrictions on how many times and how often you can use a supercharger, but they're intended to, of course, supercharge. They're meant to force a ton of power into a battery at a very, very fast pace in a very short amount of time. And that creates a lot of heat, superheats that battery. And that process is only really safe to do when the battery starts that process at a certain temperature range, because if you try to do that when it's super cold, you could just completely damage the battery. So the car regulates that. It knows, and it regulates its own temperature and things, and so it won't charge if it's that cold. Yeah, so we got an Uber. We got an Uber to take us to a friend of ours who lives in the area. Take us to their house to hang out for a bit. We were actually on our way to go there anyway. That's why we left 2 hours early, because we were going to stop by, visit with them a little bit, and then go where we wanted to go. But instead, we left our car parked at the supercharger and took an Uber to the friends' houses for about an hour or so. And then when we came back, the battery had been warmed up sufficiently, and we also had about 200 miles of range. So it was fine. But it felt weird to like have to park your nice fancy car at the charger and then be worried that you can't go anywhere. So let's take an Uber to where we want to go, and then come back to the car later. That part was a little bit weird, but I call it the early adopter tax. And that's just kind of the sort of stuff you have to think about sometimes, is like, how cold is it outside and how does cold affect batteries? It makes sense, at least at that point. Yep, told you I was gonna get them. Tesla Blueberry. Huh? You're the star of the show. Huh? You're the star of the show. At least you are when we're, like talking to a camera and stuff. Yeah. Doggo. I've been talking to myself at a camera a lot lately, haven't I? Huh? You washing your hands?
Yeah. Look at, if I put my hand under soap, the light will turn red.
The light turns red.
Yeah, this thing.
Ah, the automated soap dispenser. Yeah?
Yeah.
You have a lot of soap in your hands there. Why don't we rinse your hands off? How do you rinse them? How do you do that? Can you show people? Oh, you gotta pay attention. Get all that soap off your hands. Get all the soap off there. There you go. And you gotta dry them off. So we're about ready to go to Taekwondo, that's what it's called. About ready to go to Taekwondo for him. Normally only do that on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but we're doing it on Monday because when we pay for it, we pay for it on a monthly basis. Since he doesn't have school today, and I'm here, might as well get an extra class in. It's technically not going to cost us anything other than, travel. So there goes. When we do that, we have a bag here. This is his bag, his Taekwondo bag. Got his uniform and stuff in there. Usually a little treat if he's being picked up from school or whatever. We'll usually put a little treat in here or something, some sort of really small snack so he can have that. Of course, his belt and everything like that. He got his old belt in here. This is his old belt. And now he's got his new belt in here somewhere. There it is. He is now a yellow with a black stripe, which in his class is level 4. Right? White with the yellow stripe, yellow with the black stripe. And then after that goes green, right? After that's green? Yeah? Okay, let's get your coat and shoes on so we can get going, okay? Coat and shoes, please. See how fast he does it. So he really likes Taekwondo, and we like to take him to it. It teaches him leadership, teaches him, a little bit of discipline, and it's also a really great way for him to both interact with other kids in a somewhat competitive way, maybe. Not at his age, but, later on. And also just exercise and getting out of the house and doing things with other kids is good exercise. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then while we're on our way there, we'll discuss day 2 of our little vacation that I had before. Whoop. Siege.
No, it's Halo.
Halo.
I nailed it the first couple times, and then for some reason I'm having to.
Esports tournaments. Esports tournaments. Not even. I'm told it's actually Achievement Hunter playing Lasso. Fine. Coat on? Ready to go?
I go fast with my coat on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's go. Mister, I run fast with my coat on.
It's over there.
Come on, jump in the car. Get in there. So after the whole having to Uber to our friend's house and stuff for our car to charge bit, we went to the Grand Rapids Ballet. Now, that's something I've never done before, and my wife was. I think pretty much a lot of little girls are, you know, when they're little, right? They're always like, I want to be a ballerina dancer and everything, right? And my wife was no exception to that. She has never been to a ballet, but she really likes it, and or at least, you know, she thinks she would like it, I guess. So I thought, you know, it might be kind of cool to experience that. And the Grand Rapids Ballet is Grand Rapids Ballet Company is one of the more well-known ballet companies actually in the nation. So it, I mean, people come from all over America, all over the United States, and even some from outside the country to take part and to be part of that company. So I thought it might be cool to go to the ballet. So we did, and she really liked it. I was kind of like, I was kind of hoping for maybe more for the amount of money that was for the ticket, but I think the ballet is pretty much like people who pay for ballet tickets, right? The kind of person that does that is someone who is going to be okay with paying a high price for something that's maybe not, like I would rather go and see 6 movies at the theater. I would rather go see 6 movies at the theater than to go to the ballet, because that's about how much it would cost. Tickets for this ballet were $55 when I bought them, and that's a Ticketmaster price too. So there's the Ticketmaster stuff and everything tacked onto that, and so it ended up being closer to like $140 or so for my wife and I to go to the ballet. Like I said, I think I'd rather go see 6 movies at the theater for that price. But she loved it. When I asked her later on, you know, what is her favorite part of her vacation, the ballet wins. The ballet was her favorite part. You watching for cars? Yeah, always important to watch for cars, right? No matter what, right? Going to the parking lot, always watch for cars. Jump on in. Teaching him the importance, no matter what, to always look for cars. If he's in a parking lot or near a road or anything, doesn't matter how much of a hurry you're in, don't matter if we're late, beyond late, always look for cars, right? Right? And you're good at that, right? And we don't have any fruit snacks. Sorry, buddy. We gotta hurry up. We gotta go to FedEx, and then we'll go home and get some food, okay? Mama needs that package sent. You awake back there? Getting tired? Sleepy boy, yeah. Huh? Maybe if you would have napped a little bit longer. Basically no nap today. Yeah, did I give you pretty much all the recap so far of our little vacation? I think I did. Pretty much recapped everything. I don't think I left anything out. Right, well, after the ballet. Right, I haven't talked about after the ballet yet, have I? Important to note also that pretty much every event we went to was like strictly no cameras allowed sort of thing. So I didn't get a whole lot of footage of this, but I think my wife got a few pictures of some random things, so we'll probably be using those throughout the course of this vlog. But I don't really have any video footage of any of these events, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I wish I did, because that would make this, well, a bit more memorable to save it, and also it would probably make this vlog a lot better. What are you barking at? Huh? You barking at me? Huh? What are you barking at me for? Huh? What are you barking at me for? Huh? You wanna go outside? Is that what you're doing? But you've been outside so many times today already. Fine, go on out. Fine. Yep, here she goes. Ready? Here goes. And... ooh, no bark? Really? That's impressive. No barking. I thought she would be barking. How come she didn't bark?
Cause he never want to bark anymore.
Oh, that's not true. I wish it was, but that's not true. My dog barks like it's one of her greatest hobbies. Like it is a hobby. That's what it is. She treats it as a hobby. Like, how much can I project my voice every day? The more I bark, the more important I am. I feel like that's what she does. So after the ballet was a sort of dinner detective sort of event. We went to another hotel that was in downtown, and we had a very nice dinner, but during the course of the dinner, it's also like a detective show. There's a murder, and one of us who's in the room is the suspect, and every single one of us had to wear name tags, and we get to make up a name for the name tag, sort of like our fake alias, right? I guess it'd be an actual alias. It's a fake name, but that is you get it, it's an alias. Anyway, so we had to make up our own aliases, and I guessed right. And I didn't guess, I had the evidence, all right? But the thing is, I sat back, and I didn't question anyone. I let the whole room question each other, and I just took notes, okay? And I picked the right killer. My wife will attest to it. I picked the right killer, but I didn't give enough detail as to why I thought they were the killer. And I think the person who won because she was sitting right next to the guy. She was sitting right next to the person who ended up being the killer, because they would situate actors kind of amongst us. So, like, you don't know who's an actor and who's not. And it wasn't that hard to guess, to be honest. Like, it kind of just, the clues sort of added up in a certain way. And it was a very typical story where the photographer, who is off in the distance and is sort of like looming over everybody, ends up being a stalker. Yeah, we've never seen the story of a photographer being a stalker before. So I kind of figured that out, and I guessed it, but I mentioned that I thought the photographer maybe had a romantic relationship with the victim, and it turned out they didn't have a romantic relationship. He was simply obsessed over her. So that wasn't technically right. They didn't have a relationship. And I think the person who got it right probably said he was a stalker, which made her a little bit more correct than me, because they asked us, who do you think did it, and the why. And the why was the important part as to who wins. So I think that's why I lost it. But it was a very nice dinner. We had some salmon and some rice pilaf, and there was a little bit of like a dessert cake thing. And it was very nice. And certainly this trip was... my weekend was very expensive, but it's one of those things where it's like you're only going to do it once, and it's at a time where, like my wife is just really stressed out, and I'm kind of stressed out, and we just need a break, okay? It's like you only do it once in a while kind of thing, and I think it's good to just relax and have some fun. I mean, what good is having a little bit of money, a little bit of cash available if you're not going to just use it to better your life in some way? And I think a lot of times we better our lives with stuff, but I think most people maybe underestimate or undervalue experiences as far as enriching their lives. And I don't know, I thought it was really nice. My wife had a really good time, and so did I. So I think it was worth a little bit of the money that was spent. It's so dark in here, yo.
Huh?
It's so dark in here, yo.
I know.
It's for the cars light up. Woo! Doggo says woo! You know who doesn't say woo? Me! It's been such an exhausting day. Even like last week and everything, just Solo dad stuff, honestly, like I got so much, like, I mean, I already had respect for them, but like renewed, more realized, I suppose, respect for single parents, because holy hell, I don't know how you get anything done and still, like, I don't know how you're doing it. I don't know, like, if I had to do this the whole time. Aiden, finish your milk. Look. Huh? Your milk? Come on. Come over here and finish it before it goes bad. Come on. Come on. Now. 1, 2.
I'm going.
Right here. In my hand. Thank you. And then look at you all waiting patiently, huh, Tess? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for, huh? You know. Yeah, so that pretty much wraps up the weekend. We drove back home, and we got home around 11:30 at night, went to bed, and woke up today thinking that little boy would be at daycare today, only to realize that daycare is closed on President's Day, aka Washington's birthday. So there's that. Yeah, and then you guys pretty much know my whole day because I kind of vlogged all of it, and the part that I didn't vlog, I actually live streamed on Twitch, so you can see a link, I guess, to the VOD for that live stream in the description / Patreon post for this one, I guess, maybe. This vlog, this one here, is this long thing, and I'm actually going to post it to the main channel this time. Public to the main channel. We're going to see what kind of interest there is in that. I've been toying around with the idea of doing the vlog publicly and not having it be gated behind Patreon, so that's one of the reasons why I want to just throw this out here. It's not going to happen anytime soon because I think it's a good perk, and I also, admittedly, full transparency, I want to promote that kind of support to it. I want to promote Patreon, and I think this is a great way to kind of provide extra benefit to that kind of thing. But another thing I'd like to do is I have a new goal. And again, it's like an effort to create better content, but also, again, I'm pushing Patreon as a way of like sort of getting me to be able to financially support that better content. And one of the things I'd like to do is I'd like to start distributing content in 4K. 4K is becoming much cheaper now. There's more people that are getting into it. And I think obviously that is the future. Higher resolutions are not going anywhere. That's going to be the future. And as part of that effort, just showing the quality of this video and this vlog is something that I wanted to do. So is to demonstrate that 4K is cool, basically. So I'd like to start distributing all my content in 4K. And so if the Patreon campaign reaches $500 a month as total revenue, if it's able to hold that for 2 months, I will start to invest in the resources that are needed or necessary to produce 4K content completely on everything we do. That requires me to upgrade graphics card hardware, which, as most of you who have gone graphics card shopping know, the 2080 Ti is like $1,000 still. It's going to require me to have a better monitor, so I can have greater than 60 FPS and a 4K monitor. And it's also going to require me to invest in a boatload of storage space, because I have about 50 terabytes total storage at my house. About 60 terabytes if you include what the editor, what Jake has, and it's not enough. If I'm going to do 4K, it's not enough. I mean, it's a 1440p 60 file that's recorded for YouTube at around 50 minutes is usually going to run me anywhere between like 40 gigabytes or so, 35, 40 gigabytes for one recorded file. The export is the exact same thing. I usually export, and it ends up being roughly that size. So it's big, and 4K is going to push those numbers to closer to 90, 100, 120 gigabytes for that same size file, and the export to YouTube will be about 80 gigabytes. So 4K workflow takes a lot more intensity. It takes a lot more time and effort to do. And it's about whether or not that effort is worth it. And the way my channel is right now, it's not worth it. But at that milestone of income when it comes to Patreon or even if Twitch subs escalated, but at that level, I can justify the expense in investing in that future because that expense is largely supplemented by Patreon support. I've always been a big fan of taking whatever I get in Patreon and reinvesting it back into the channel to make it better. That's why my content, some of you who've been here for years, granted, it may not be the games that you guys like. And, honestly, it's one of those things where I have to cater to my own interests. And if I'm not interested in it, do you really want to watch it if I'm not having fun? Why do you think there's not a Prison Architect Prison going on right now? I'm just not really interested in that old game right now. And if I was trying to just do it to cater to people, I wouldn't have fun with it. And you guys would be able to tell. And I know it. You guys can tell. So that's why I only get into a project when I'm really into it. And yeah, it's detrimental to my channel, and it really is. It does not help. It hurts the channel very much. But with that kind of support, with that kind of financial support on Patreon, I can justify the expense in bringing that content to even higher quality levels than it is already, and not really future-proofing it, but like seriously, the workflow for 4K was going to take care of a lot of things. It'll actually be cheaper for us too, because with a 4K workflow, I can switch everything very easily to DaVinci Resolve. Some of you guys may not know this, but there's lots of different video editors out there, and one of the best free ones is a program called DaVinci Resolve. But I tried to transition to this, but the workflow for 1440p isn't very DaVinci friendly. DaVinci is a film production editor. It's not just about online video. It's meant for film productions. And that's different than Premiere Pro, which is catering to a wide variety of utilizations. Premiere Pro is probably, because of Media Encoder in my opinion, is probably the superior program. But I'd like the idea of getting away from Adobe's hundreds of dollars more than I want to spend per year, getting away from that license and getting into DaVinci if it's convenient for us. And DaVinci will be convenient for us if we can if we can go 4K, because there's presets. Premiere Pro has 1440p presets for exports, auto uploads, things like that. DaVinci has 1080p and 4K. It does not have that middle ground that I'm at. And that's one of the hardest parts about it, because I have to manually configure my uploads every single time with DaVinci, and then I have to export them to Drive and then upload them manually. I would much rather the editor be able to just send them to YouTube all by itself, like I can do with Premiere. And I can't do that with DaVinci with 1440p content. I either have to take it down to 1080p and then I can do it, which is what most people who use DaVinci do, or I have to boost it up to 4K, and that's what I'd like to do. So that's another one of those things too, where the workflow might actually get a little bit easier if I can pull that off. But that's a long time coming. That's a long time in the future, and this vlog is incredibly long now. So I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna bend down on one knee, and I'm gonna say, bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you very much for checking out the vlog. And if you haven't checked out the Patreon campaign yet, consider doing so if you'd like to. You can also check me out on Twitch. We stream almost every day. Almost. Not Sundays, but almost every day. You can check the schedule, link down below as well. And then the Discord. We have lots of cool things happening on the Discord now, which I think I said in this video. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it was the live stream today. Oh, well, check out the live stream today, too. It's only like, 45 more minutes of your time? Which is probably how long this vlog is. Probably. Take care, everybody. Love your faces. Bye.